What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, today we're going to be taking a quick look at Bitcoin as its price is doing something pretty important, and I'll be giving you a couple steps that you need to be looking forward to from Bitcoin over the next few days. So with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. So looking at Bitcoin here, what we can see is that it actually just made a pretty solid move on the daily charts. Now, mind you, we are still pretty early in the day, and so at any given point, this green candle could reverse, and by the end of today, maybe by the time you're even watching this, we could have pulled back to the downside. Bitcoin went to $1,000, everyone died, and the world has now ended. But that has not happened quite yet. And so because of that, we're going to be basing it off of what we can currently see here. So looking at Bitcoin, what we can see is that, again, yes, we're having a beautiful green day. And it seems as if Bitcoin is giving us the opportunity for this previous point of support to now hold and use to push to the upside. You know, we had all of this resistance back here. And I've been talking about the fact that it seems as if Bitcoin is trying to flip this previous point of resistance into support and use this support to continue upwards. And so if we can get a successful RS flip, now we're in a position in which Bitcoin could see that push up to back, 74, 75, maybe even higher than that. And so because of that, I think it's important to pay attention to it. Now, going forward, what you need to know, right? Because yes, you already know, right? Buying here, this is where we've been accumulating, could hold some support, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about the future, okay? Let's talk about what we need to be watching out for from Bitcoin to know whether or not this backtest is successful, to know whether or not this move to the $74,000, $75,000 range is on the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out two key levels of resistance for you, and I'm going to call them steps. These are going to be the two steps that we need to take in order for Bitcoin to open the door for this move to the upside. So step number one, what is step number one of this move? Okay, let's actually go up and let's draw a line here at $69,830. Boom. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to delete this, and we're going to actually delete this line as well, just to clear this up a little bit. Now, the first step obviously is still $69,830. Let's just call it $70,000 to make it easy. Tyler, why is that step number one? Well, the reason it's step number one is what we've talked about on a consistent basis. The 618 to 786 Fibonacci zone is the zone that is the most likely to reject a crypto's price to the downside. And at any given point that you are below or within the 618 to 786 bucks, that crypto is at risk of seeing a rejection massively to the downside. That is just simply how this goes. It happens on a consistent basis, okay? And so, yes, we did break above the 786 zone already here, which does open up the door, but it doesn't mean that this isn't still a major point of resistance. And to prove that, you can look at this wick right here. We tried to get above this zone, immediately got forced back within this box, and that's because this resistance still stands true, it still stands strong, and we need to be aware of the fact that a rejection off of this level can happen at any given point. So this is step number one. I personally am not doing any more buying on Bitcoin until we either clear this zone right here or we break all the way back down to the downside around the $66,000 to $67,000 range. I am not buying within 68 and 69,000 because of the risk of rejection. Okay, so that is step number one right here. And let's now go ahead and delete this. Now, step number two. What do we need to see from Bitcoin to know that this support has now held and that we are likely on track for a continuation and a move back to the upside? Well, step number two is going to involve the micro Fibonacci's now. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Actually, let's get a little bit risky here, dude. Let's go to the 4-hour charts. Okay, so looking at the 4-hour charts here, what we're going to do is we're going to draw in this Fibonacci. Again, we're going to go swing high down to swing low. Okay, so this swing high right here, boom, to this swing low. Gives you your Fibonacci's. Now, what you're going to see is something interesting happen. When we give these Fibonacci's their go from this micro swing high to swing low, the bottom side of this new 618 to 786 box is actually that same line that we drew in, which is the top side of the macro Fibonacci 618 to 786 box. So what does that mean? That means there's confluence amongst these two resistance points. Two major points of resistance align with each other, and that's incredibly important. That tells you that this is a very, very important zone. It's going to be a very hard level to clear, but once we do it, we are now in a position in which we just really need to make a little bit more of a move before we do likely see this move to what I believe will be $75,758. And so again, $70,000 stands as a very important zone, and that is step number one. Now, step number two, once we clear this zone, what we obviously need to do is clear this micro 786 level, which is $70,700, and that serves as step number two, okay? So we have step number one, 70, step number two, 70.7, and once these two levels are cleared, then I think we're set for takeoff. Then I think we're in a position in which we can see Bitcoin hits $73,612 first, then maybe even as high as $75,700 second. And that's quite simply because we've now cleared the 618 to 76 bucks and opened up this door to the upside. And do remember that then puts us above our macro Fibonacci zone, which then would continuously open up the door for an even further move to the upside. So because of this, I mean, this is a beautiful move. And you can see we tried to do it already, right? We tried to do it already. We cleared step one, we failed at step two. So we cleared 70,000 right here. I don't know why it keeps clicking out. There we go. We cleared step one right here. We failed to clear step two. And that's why it's so important to understand this is a step basis. It's not, you can't just say if you break this one individual level that something will happen. You need to understand that there are different areas that are important, and this went to show that, right? And so because of that, you need to be watching this incredibly closely, guys, incredibly closely. Can we first clear $70,000? Boom. Once we clear $70,000, can we then go in and clear $70,700? Once we do these two things, the door to the upside is now open for a move to 73 to 75K, and that's what I would be expecting and betting on going forward, okay? And so because of that, I will continuously update you guys as this does play out. You guys know I have been wanting to post multiple times every single day on multiple different cryptos, and on top of that, we're also doing some posting over in HG Access, which is our Discord server, down in the description below. If you do want to go ahead and check that out down below, you're not only going to get access to my trades, Connor's trades, my financial friends trades, which have all been going crazy, by the way, 231%, multiple big gainers here, 18%, another little 19% gainer there. The community's going crazy as well, seeing gains of 260%, 120%, 45%, absolutely nuts. And on top of all these gains, guys, we do live seminars, we're live streams, seminars, we drop exclusive content. You're going to get alpha plays and reports. You're going to get access to one of the best gem callers in the world, constantly giving you his different degen plays and gems that he's looking at, constantly dropping 100, 200, 300x. Absolutely insane. And so because of that, this is the most value-packed crypto platform in the world, and you can go check it out next to the HG Access link down in the description below if that is something that's interesting to you. So overall, I hope you guys do enjoy this content. I hope you guys do enjoy the Bitcoin and the Solana render, you know, Jasmy, Hedera, all these different types of videos. If you do, please let me know by liking this video so more people see it, subscribing to the channel so that you never miss another video, and tuning in later for the rest of the vids that come out today. But of course, I hope you all have an absolutely amazing Monday, and I can't wait to see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.